Portugal. What promises to be a significant game in qualifying. Shock result earlier on, the Republic of Ireland. Hungary will wonder how that materialised, having drawn in Dublin on Saturday despite being 2-0 up. Portugal know they can take control of the group by adding another at the end of last season by dismantling Armenia on Saturday. Went about their business. No evidence whatsoever that Cristiano Ronaldo is another goal to make it a hat-trick before he was withdrawn with this evening in mind. 7 wins in the last 11, 4 in a row if you include the victory on penalties against Spain in the Nations League final. To get us underway, aiming to get the better of Portugal for the first time in any competition. Looking to end a run of 6 defeats from 6 games played between these nations in qualifying tournaments. History very much with Portugal as well as form. What? Neto. Neto gets it back from Mendes. Hoisted away by Orban, who was well placed. Delivered deep. Malam's top opts to punch under pressure. Nuno Mendes. Away from Bola. Styles breaking up play and immediately hoping that it might. Oh, they've worked this brilliantly. Bernardo Silva in behind. Yeah, it did just... Well, that's a clever ball that very nearly got the touch it needed off Bruno Fernandes. Chabojloi for Vitinha. Ruben Diaz for Neto. Mendes with the turn. Nuno Mendes. It's a crunching shot that went straight at Jaloi. Joao Cancelo. Jaloi again, the player in the way. Kirk's clearance was brilliant for Varga. His Vitinha. Pedro Neto. Jaloi with the leap. Back in from Joao Cancelo. Nuno Mendes couldn't adjust. Neto. Really good pressure this from Portugal. Joao Cancelo. Bernardo Silva. Joao Cancelo gets a deflection on the cross, but that doesn't mean the chance is gone. Ronaldo's in there. Nega had to be alert and had to stay focused. Bruno Fernandes. Ronaldo through the middle. Ronaldo away. Orban getting back to initially deal with the danger. Here's Pedro Neto. Chabojloi against Cristiano Ronaldo. The assessment was that he kept himself onside. Ronaldo wouldn't have needed the head. Joao Cancelo. Here comes Varga again. In from Bruno Fernandes, in deep. Finley. Bruno Fernandes. Ronaldo had made an excellent move, but couldn't. Bernardo Silva on the move. Got Jaloy for company. João Neves. Bernardo Silva again. João Cancelo. Headed away by Orma. Helped further clear by the goalscorer Varga. That's an unbelievable pass at net. João Cancelo, clever. João Neves, Ronaldo! From Balash top. With the resulting corner. Nuno Mendes. Bruno Fernandes. Varga back, all the way back from his position as the sole striker to Vitinha. João Neves. Another wonderful save. Balash top to the rescue once more for Hungary. Bernardo Silva, and then glanced goalwards, but wide of the target. Big call to start Balash top rather than Dennis Debush tonight. Twice though. Here comes Bernardo Silva, pursued by Jobojlai. Vitinha. Bruno Fernandes. Jobojlai into Callum Styles. He's got a bit of space to operate in. Chance here, Neusch. Bernardo Silva. Ruben Neves for João Neves. Awkward. Oh, it's worked out really nicely though for Bernardo Silva to equalise. Bernardo Silva, who looks to have delivered. But was he offside? That's what Hungary are claiming. Control and finishing from Bernardo Silva to restore the parity. Alex Top. Bernardo Silva. Neto. Ronaldo caught grasps. Bruno Fernandes. Bernardo Silva. Vitinha's layoff. Heading in at 1-1 is probably fairer on them than Portugal on the balance of play. João Cancelo across the face of Ruben Diaz. Neto. And Nuno. Portugal responded and forced two excellent saves out of Balash top before they justifiably on the balance of play equalised. João Cancelo for Bernardo Silva. Ruben Neves. Bernardo Silva. João Cancelo. Perceives Neusch. In from Ruben Neves. Off the head before they justifiably on the balance of play equalised. João Cancelo for Bernardo Silva. Ruben Neves. Bernardo Silva. Joao Cancelo. Perceives Nois. In from Ruben Neves. Off the head of Milos Kerkez. Silva. Don't see that too. Heading rapidly in the other direction. Alex Topt. Barnabas Varga. Nois. In. Flag stays down for now. Nois. Denied by the... to come from behind to get themselves back. Or do they look to deliver a seismic shock? Vitinha. Nuno Mendes. Orban away. Nuno Mendes took a slight glance before it reached him. That made it awkward to turn back across the face of goal. World Cups Portugal have been to. Looking to make it 7 in a row. Ronaldo couldn't get the shot away, and there's Nois who's there to react first to the loose ball. Jobojlai off Vitinha. Nuno Mendes, claims of offside against him. Nuno Mendes, brilliant burst of pace. Here's Bola. It's a decent looking cross. Cancelo. Bola away. Ruben Diaz for Vitinha. Joao Cancelo. Bruno Fernandes delivers. Ronaldo with very serious and sustained claims for a penalty. Cristiano Ronaldo places the penalty to on Saturday. They will feel they fully deserve. And despite Balázs Top waiting out a FIFA World Cup, and Portugal... Neto, big booming cross. Trincao is in there. Nuno Mendes. Neto with the brakes on and turned in fluid movement there. Vitinha. 72% possession tonight for Portugal. That's Joao Neves. Neto going through the gears. Joao Cancelo. It's a good save. His football in the second tier of English football with Blackburn Rovers. In from Nuno Mendes. There's a lot of get in behind here. Varga. Well, it was offside, but Portugal have the ball, so advantage is being played here. Neto. Oh, deflection. Change of approach from the corner for Portugal. How effective is it? All bound. Love to avoid that requirement this time around. Turning the game around against Portugal tonight, surely their best chance. Trincao. There's Ruben Neves. Look, Nego. Lukacs. Ruben Diaz clears. And now Pedro. Ronaldo ahead of him. Ronaldo appealing for another penalty. But there's Bernardo Silva. Trincao's layoff for Joao Cancelo, who finds Joao Felix. Here's Kerkez. Hotbosh kept the Portugal score down to just the 2. Trincao. And whereas on Saturday it was they who surrendered a lead to get it back to 2-2, today it's them that's come from behind. But they could be in trouble here, and they are. Joao Cancelo, sums up a Hungarian nation. Joao Cancelo. Well, they played out a 3-3 draw at Euro 2016. Diaz. Szoboszlai couldn't get on the loose ball. Instead, Bernardo Silva does. Possession, though, given away. Vitalis, though, couldn't keep the ball. Kirkes. Followed by here comes Nuno Mendes. Is there a clincher in it for Portugal? Nuno Mendes into Gonzalo Ramos. Trincao. Joao Cancelo. Szoboszlai. He's still got some energy, but he hasn't got any. Hotbosh. Ruben into 5 minutes with stoppage time at the end of the game. Nuno Mendes looking for Gonzalo Ramos. Joao Felix. Joao Paulinho. Joao Felix was dawdling a little bit at some point. Nuno Mendes. Joao Felix. Varga. Szoboszlai. They couldn't, could they? Tadi. Gruber couldn't control as he arrived at pace. Orban. Hungary have scored with both their efforts on target, whilst at the other end, Portugal have had plenty more than the 3 that they have managed to score. Wouldn't be an outcome that flatters Portugal by any stretch of the imagination, but Hungary will feel incensed with themselves as much as anything, that having got it back with all 6 points taken available to them in September. Nega.